Did you know that as a small business owner, it's your legal responsibility to stay informed about the rules that affect your business? From hiring to taxes, there's no shortage of legal matters to juggle. But today, we're zeroing in on one critical area, and that's how you get paid. Specifically, we're talking about PCI compliance, the rules that make sure your payment systems are secure and legal. Ignorance isn't an excuse, and as the leader of your business, it's up to you to stay informed and protect what you've built, as well as ensuring that when your clients do business with you, they are also protected. In this week's vlog, we'll cover what PCI compliance is, why it matters to you, and the steps that you can take to ensure that you're meeting the requirements and running your business responsibly. So let's dive in. Welcome, coaches. I'm Jackie Appleby, online business manager, business coach, and your guide on this journey towards not just building a successful coaching business, but creating a transformative one. You want to grow your business and lead your best life. And I'm here to share tips, tricks, and strategies to make that dream a reality. With years of experience in the coaching industry, I've helped countless coaches go from feeling completely overwhelmed and chaotic to calm and thriving using my Coach to CEO framework. So if you feel like it's time to either fish or cut bait, then you are in the right place, my friend. Okay, so let's start with the basics. PCI compliance stands for Payment Card Industry Compliance. It's a set of security standards that ensures everyone accepting credit or debit payments is protecting sensitive payment data. But why does it matter to you as a small business owner? Well, first, it's about trust. When a client pays you, they're trusting that their personal information, like credit card numbers, is secure. If your payment system isn't PCI compliant, it leaves their data vulnerable to breaches. Second, it's the law. Businesses that fail to comply with PCI standards can face hefty fines or even lose the ability to accept card payments altogether. And let's be honest, how many of us can afford that risk? Finally, it's about professionalism. Running a business means taking responsibility for every aspect of your operations, including payments. Being PCI compliant shows your clients that you take their security seriously and that you're running a business with integrity. As a small business owner, it's easy to think, I'm not a giant corporation, so these rules probably don't apply to me. But let me be crystal clear. PCI compliance is non-negotiable for any business that accepts credit or debit card payments. And here's the truth. You're responsible. Whether you process one payment a week or hundreds a day, that responsibility for protecting your client's payment information falls on you. And you can't just hand it off to your payment processor and hope for the best. So here are 4 common missteps that small business owners make when it comes to PCI compliance. Number 1 is assuming that the payment processor handles everything. Sure, tools like Stripe, PayPal, and Square are great because they include PCI compliance features. But using these platforms doesn't absolve you of the responsibility. You're still expected to take reasonable steps to secure your business's systems and processes. Number 2 is ignoring regular updates and audits. PCI compliance isn't a one-and-done deal. Payment security standards evolve to address new threats, and it's up to you to keep up. For example, are you updating your software regularly? If not, you might be leaving your business open to vulnerabilities. Number 3 is skipping education. A lot of small business owners simply aren't aware of the risks. But as I like to say, ignorance is not bliss, it's expensive. Taking the time to educate yourself and your team about payment security could save you a lot of headaches down the line. Number 4 is relying on outdated methods. If you're manually storing client payment information or using unsecured systems, you're not just putting your clients at risk, you're putting your business on the line. Modernization of your processes and avoid the temptation to cut corners is the best way to approach this. So now that you know about PCI compliance, what it is and why it's important, let's talk about how you can make sure your small business is checking all the right boxes. The good news is that staying compliant doesn't have to be overwhelming. And here are a few key steps to get you started. First of all, you want to choose the right payment processor. The first step is working with a trusted payment processor that's PCI compliant. Platforms like Stripe, Square, and PayPal have built-in features to help meet compliance requirements. But remember, you're still responsible for how you use them. If you are not using one of those platforms, you'll need to find out what your merchant services provider expects you to do to be compliant. Number 2 is secure your systems. Make sure your website has SSL encryption. This is what creates that little lock icon on the browser bar, and it ensures all data exchanged between your site and your client is secure. Number 3 is about keeping software updated. Outdated software is a hacker's best friend, so make it a habit to regularly update all your systems from your website to your payment tools to patch vulnerabilities and stay secure. Number 4 is to complete the PCI compliance assessments. Most payment processors will require you to complete a PCI questionnaire or attestation. This might sound a bit intimidating, but it's often just a checklist to confirm that you are meeting the necessary security standards. Number 5, you want to make sure that you're educating yourself and your team. Even if you're a solopreneur, make sure you're familiar with best practices like avoiding sharing payment details via unsecured email or storing credit card information manually. If you have a team, they need to know to do that too. Number 6, you want to regularly monitor and test your systems. Once you're set up, don't forget to check them regularly. Some payment processors will require periodic scans or audits to ensure that your systems remain compliant. Does this sound like a lot? I don't want you to worry because many of these steps can be handled by the tools you already use with the help of your payment processor. The key is to stay proactive and ask questions if you're unsure. Staying PCI compliant might not be the most exciting part of running a small business, but it is one of the most important. It's about protecting your clients, safeguarding your business, and staying on the right side of the law. As small business owners, and especially as coaches, it's our responsibility to stay educated about the rules that impact our business. Because here's the thing, ignorance is not an excuse. By taking simple steps like choosing the right payment processor and staying proactive about compliance, you're building a stronger, more professional foundation for your business. If you found this vlog helpful today, be sure to subscribe for more tips and strategies to grow your business with confidence. And if you have any questions about today's topics, drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to help or point you in the right direction. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.